going to be a battle all the way to the line right here.
Oh, he turns
and Larson gets turned.
Coming up the racetrack.
Into traffic.
Still tight bottom lane here. 19's your help third lane. Get your run off the corner. Still inside. Still there. Still there. Still inside. Stay up top here. Stay. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock it down.
I'm sorry. I didn't know we were 3 wide.
Well, on a very breezy, sunny day in Atlanta, we are ready to go racing.
No practice, no qualifying yesterday. That means the first time they've sat in these race cars is right here, folks.
We're going to see a lot of 3 wide. We're going to see pack racing. We're going to see chaos. 38 cars in front of a hardy Georgia crowd as they come to green and begin for 400 miles.
This thing sticks.
Yeah, and you heard Tyler Reddick say that. I mean, they just have an extreme confidence and comfort in these cars to know that they can drive down in there in the corner. And if it doesn't stick, it's going to catch them off guard because they are comfortable enough to be able to have that ability to do that every time that a situation like this pops up.
Logano leads lap 1, still 2x2 through the top 20. There was a bit of 3 wide in the back. Now it starts to cycle out.
And there you see Reddick moving up to the outside. I expected that. You're going to see all of them try to get up there.
And we've seen that throughout the weekend. You've seen the group migrate from that middle to top lane just because, it's hard to make speed on the bottom of the racetrack. It's hard to get the cars lined up because not very many of the cars handle well. Condition here is usually tight on the entry to the corner to be able to get the car to turn, as you see the flames out of that 97 car of Shane Van Gisbergen right there.
A lot of movement from the back. Alex Bowman up 7 spots. Van Gisbergen and Byron 3 apiece. Remember, drivers that had trouble at Daytona had to start very deep in this field. 17 laps complete. In Atlanta, Joey Logano's Ford leading Tyler Reddick's Toyota. Ricky Stenhouse, the first Chevrolet, now in 4th.
Watching this run. Watch Blaney go to the inside. That's how they happen. Just almost ended their day and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, and that's just that big run and taking advantage of that. When those cars get side by side and you have that momentum, you just want to carry on with it.
It was a little bit of a lazy block on Hocevar too. I think Gibbs just barely kissed the outside wall there. Doesn't seem like it's hard enough to bend a toe link or anything.
And super easy to get tied up a turn two. No matter what lane you're in, it'll take off on you.
And take a look at the 77. What happened here?
Well, we've seen him be super aggressive, but it looks like he either got tight right there or he thinks he's got a tire going down, because after this he went all the way to the back of the pack. So
10th.
Either he had something going down with a tire right there, or just got in a bad spot and pushed up into the fence.
Regan?
Mike, just to add what you guys are talking about with the 77 of Carson Hocevar. He thinks he's got a flat right front tire. Came on the radio. Unfortunately, he missed pit road that first time around, as you see him on the apron trying to limp his way around right now.
Yeah, and it is just such a long way.
There it is.
Yeah, you see that right front down and the scuff marks from the wall right there. But it's such a long way around. I mean, you're going to be 2 or 3 laps down by the time you get this tire changed.
And he hit up pretty hard that second time. Now you're worried about a toe link and other things.
Time winner here. You guys were talking about him up front, led 8 laps earlier, but since he has fallen like a rock, back in 22nd, that handling going away.
Wow. Doesn't take long.
I'm just 2 loose, way too loose, building freer as I go.
Building freer as you go, getting worse.
Not fun here.
Not good.
No, you feel like you're on the racetrack, on top of the racetrack, out of control when your car is handling good. So when it's too loose, it is
absolutely
not fun.
Get me out of that dirty air, which is exactly what he's done. I want to get by myself. Give me some room.
17 lead changes so far. A Toyota and a Ford leading 3 Chevrolets. It's going to be 1 to go in the stage.
And you see Bubba Wallace right now. Bubba Wallace right now in control of this last lap, but he's had a car that's run up front, but Austin Cindric just drives by him on the outside.
And he gave him that outside too. That's a block there. He chose to give him the outside, and away he went. Don't get out there too far.
Yeah, but he pulled down right there so that those guys didn't get a draft, but they're going to have a massive run.
And what you say, Dave, which one do you block? The inside or the outside? They broke up. Worked out in his favor there.
Cindric looking for the 10 points, and his Penske Mustang is going to win stage 1. From 30th to 1st, how about that?
What a drive by Austin Cindric. Obviously, that car has a lot of speed. You see right there, he's able to be aggressive with that car to be on the offense.
Chase Elliott gets the countdown into his pit box. He comes in from 5th, said that car has been good, tight early, but got better as they run. The call is for 4 tires, only 11 seconds of fuel. Oh no, he overshoots his box. They have to push him back, guys, costing valuable time. He finally comes to a stop, Josh.
Kyle Larson, that car just a little bit tight. It'll be 4 tires and weight on fuel for the 23 of Bubba Wallace. He said, man, I just need some grip in this thing. 4 tires and fuel as well, Regan.
Austin Cindric in the 2 cars just a little to the tight side. Wants a small adjustment so he can feel what it'll do potentially for later in the race.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. Chase Elliott overshooting his pit, and it puts you in a hole.
Austin Cindric, the stage 1 winner. Larson and Byron bring them to the line for stage 2.
See Bubba Wallace right there, right on that back bumper of Kyle Larson. The thing I'm most interested in seeing right here is who made their cars better, because Austin Cindric, we saw him drive from the back to the front right there, win the stage, and can these guys make some adjustments on their cars to put themselves in a position to compete with that 2 car at the end of the stage?
Now you're going to see him fighting hard for this track position. These things handle better up front. I don't want to, if you're a Cindric, I'm going to stay up here. I did it once, but I don't know if I can do it again. Try to fight hard and fend off this track position.
And you heard Jamie touch on this a little bit. That first run of the race is always a little bit different than the rest of the runs. Track almost gains grip. We saw Brad Keselowski there in the 6 car have terrible handling issues, go all the way to the back. We saw Cindric able to keep his car handling good, but Logano kind of faded out of the mix of being in control at the beginning of that stage. As you see him shoot by 3 wide on the bottom right there in that 22 car.
And a huge crash at Atlanta has taken out Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and others at lap 81.
Well, the grass is on fire here. Tried to start it. Pipes caught the grass on fire.
Ty Gibbs out quickly.
Here we go. All right, you see him on the outside, obviously right there behind Bowman. See the energy starting to come. It seemed like Berry actually lifted a little bit when he drove down across him to try to go shoot in front of him, clipped him obviously, and
well, I think what happened right there is you're just going to see Bell with a late move right here, and you see the 54 had already committed to go below the 48, and I don't think they were expecting to be 4 wide right there.
We're not clear. He tried to shoot down to the bottom and just clipped him.
Everybody on track, 36 cars on the lead lap. Here we go.
First 4 cars right here, they've been consistently up at the front of the pack all day. Right behind them, you see Ross Chastain and Connor Zilic. Zilic has been up there, but this is really our first chance to see that 1 car of Ross Chastain as he darts to the inside right there below Joey Logano.
And back to the outside, going where they're not. Keep that air on the nose.
As you saw in our side-by-side coverage, we're under caution for the 3rd time today. At lap 103, Riley Herbst, who Tyler Reddick credited with giving him the push that won the Daytona 500 last week. Herbst finishing 8th in the Great American Race, involved in this one.
Look back here, you see Riley Herbst right here. Starts to shoot to the bottom. I think he just lost the nose a little bit and got up into the 3, Kevin.
Yeah, it looked like he had a big run right there, and either just misjudged his car, the right front corner of his car right there, or like you say, got tight, got into the back of the 3.
Well, it definitely turned the 3 around, and you see him going back up the racetrack. Some cars there got to,
that's
the 34 in it. Ricky Stenhouse has
heavy
got
damage.
Yep, major damage on the front of his race car.
BJ McLeod and Todd Gilliland also involved.
Gillen's got a broken right rear toe link, but I think that car's not as bad off as we thought. You see Stenhouse slamming into him pretty hard right there. But looking at Gilliland in the 34, watch Cole Custer.
Oh my goodness, right there, that 41 car. What a move.
Yeah.
And we're back to green.
Leading this field back to the green flag, and with that caution, everybody should be in good shape. Kyle Larson shoots to the bottom, puts those teammates nose to tail up on the top. You see how quickly that bottom line can fall apart right there when you get the momentum on the top, and it's just so much harder to keep that bottom lane organized, to keep the momentum as it is to that middle lane in the top. But putting those 2 teammates nose to tail, see Reddick shoot to the bottom, and sometimes you'll do that so that, especially if you're in a teammate scenario like that, so they can get the front end to have that air on the car. So you'll see them somewhat stagger the lane sometimes in order to try to help them get through the corner wide open instead of having to lift.
Oh, trouble. Kyle Busch hard in the inside wall.
When you hit that wall head on like that, it is a big shot.
Okay, you see him down on the bottom right here on the bottom lane. And we're going to see him starting to move up the racetrack. I think he was trying to get in that hole, Kevin, right in front of Noah Gragson. Shot up there really quick.
Yeah.
And Noah got in the back of him.
Yeah, and I think Noah was just trying to push him right there. And as you can see from that shot, they're just a little misaligned. And the 4 car was down just towards that left rear. And when he went to push him, it just immediately spun him out.
All right, they approach the EchoPark Automotive restart zone, and we're back to green.
Outside corner, still out there. Bumper, you're clear. You're clear, 24's not. You're clear, 24's not. They're still teeing up top lane, 1 off, 24's up, 3 on.
23-11 holding court here.
They've been in control of this race for a while now. We see a lot of the same players that we had at the beginning of the last restart still up in the front of the pack, as somebody really high against the wall right there through 3 and 4.
Larson drops to the bottom on Briscoe, moves up to 3rd, challenges for 2nd.
Huge.
And takes off after the leader.
Sure was. Huge run, Mike. It just shows you, I love when you see that aerial shot, you can see the momentum, the energy of the game. Whoa! Very close to the outside. Here he comes, trying to get around Reddick.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that didn't put him in a better spot, being in that top lane. Ross Chastain thinking about pulling into that outside lane, but Chase Briscoe has a massive run, and you're going to see this bottom lane shoot out there again, and then it gets spread apart because you have to lift, and then the car in the lead goes up to the top lane, and then that bottom lane has to get formed back up. But the top is much easier to stay together.
A lot of these drivers have been on the same tires for 61 laps now. And it's beginning to show.
And as this race goes, that groove will get higher and higher, and it looked dirty right there.
Clear. Right on.
Patience. Now you see William Byron in the middle. Which lane do you go for? Who do you push?
Well, there's another car we thought we had kind of rode off right there. That 6 car, Brad Keselowski, you saw right at the end of that shot. But Chase Briscoe back to the lead.
Yeah, these Toyotas got Larson spit out of there.
Fighting for stage points with 9 to go. Here's what happened to Chastain.
You see those two cars running. As soon as they got really close to one another, that created a big hole in the air. No downforce on that one car. Lost the nose, took off up, and hit the wall. Period lift. Bad place to be. Nothing you can do about it, is there, Kevin?
No, it's just a characteristic at this racetrack for this car, and sometimes you just can't get that thing to turn, and it takes off on you bigger than you would ever expect.
Here comes Christopher Bell up into play. He got up, had a look, had a sniff of third place until they got both either side of him.
This has become a handling situation. You got Toyotas up front. Now you got the Chevrolets. Fords are having trouble.
77 car got the wall there off of turn 2. Doesn't look like it affected anything. The intensity level has spiked, Mike.
Back at 20th place on the bottom of your screen.
That was a great move by Bubba Wallace right there on the outside. Chase Briscoe looked like he had to lift and just slightly getting into turn 3, but Kyle Larson's going to pass them both.
Well, all by himself. This shows how those two cars stall out. Here comes Byron to the inside.
Byron with one of those elevator moves to the bottom and drifts up into the middle. Two Chevys out front here with 3.5 to go in the stage.
Massive runs, last-minute blocks, recipe for disaster. You see that 19 pull down in front of Reddick, shot that car way up the racetrack.
And here comes Chase Elliott around the outside of Briscoe for 4th.
As our good friend Darrell Walter would say, this has the recipe for a disaster, Mike.
Every ingredient, too. I mean every ingredient. Oh, we're in the fence with Blaney on the outside. Kind of got pushed up off of 2. 3 to go. Man, I can't breathe. I know they're not.
2 to go.
You in the 22, going up from the 19 to 3 wide. Watch your top, watch your middle, watch your middle.
3-car draft at the front, 2 cars alone, and then side by side for the 6th spot.
Yeah, when those cars up front decide that they're going to stay single file like that, it allows them to start pulling away because the rest of the pack fans out and racing their butts off. But as soon as that 3rd place car starts to move around like they are right now, it drags everybody else back in them.
Here comes a run. Byron to the inside on his teammate. Door to door. Where does Bubba go?
All the way to the bottom.
Oh.
And Byron's got to give him room.
Missed that block, didn't he?
Now we've got Hendrick versus 2311. First 2 cars on both rows right now.
2 by 2 by 3.
SVG on the bottom.
Yeah, both those cars got tight, and it's going to be a battle all the way to the line right here.
Oh, he turns, and Larson gets turned.
Coming up the racetrack.
Traffic. Byron wins the stage.
Larson, big impact on the outside. He's done for the day.
And you can just feel that coming. I mean, all of a sudden, the intensity just ratcheted up, and they were just going for it.
I mean, look how high he is here. But look at the run that SVG had.
Yeah, I mean, Larson just trying to get there, and it was just too late.
Still tight bottom lane here. 19's your held 3rd lane. Get your run off the corner. Still inside. Still there. Still there. Still inside. Stay up top here. Stay. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock it down. Lock it down.
I'm sorry, I didn't know we were 3 wide.
So here they come to the EchoPark Automotive Restart Zone for stage 3.
Tell you what, we've talked about him not being able to handle back there in the traffic. Finally got him up front. That him is the 12 car, Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, and we were worried about Brad, and then you see Brad pushing that 38 car there of Zane Smith. Was a player right up until the very end last week in Daytona.
Connor Zillett started out back, thought he had a loose wheel, and came back to check the lug and top it off. So he's out back.
This Mustang will handle better up front, Kevin. Got to keep it there, right?
Yeah, that's the hard part. Right now, you can, well, everybody's got good tires. You can keep that throttle a little closer to wide open all the way around. So, as we saw at the end of that last stage, the intensity level, see that 38 car wiggle around right there in a weird spot on the straightaway.
Boy, Zane Smith, he's led laps at Daytona, leading laps here. Brad Keselowski to the front now.
He's still loose off the bumper of the 12.
Smith second, and maybe the first time we've said Denny Hamlin's name today, but there's the hammer right there. Chase Briscoe to second, and he wants the lead.
Shoving. We got one around right here. SVG, Kevin, off of 4.
Yeah, and it looks like he's had some contact with the outside wall right there.
And that'll put us under caution for the 6th time today. He was running 12th.
So much for green flag stops, boys.
That'll take care of that.
Sorry guys, Bill, loose and loose there. Tried to go to the bottom.
You see him right here in the middle. And this thing just gets loose, guys. He said it, building loose and loose. Watch this, trying to stay off. The cars in front of him obviously are
Well,
2 and 3 wide. That thing came right out from underneath of him, didn't
and that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the race. When you get your car in these weird spots and you're comfortable, you've been in there driving all day, and all of a sudden, boom, that thing is around.
Giddy up.
For sure. They were worried about handling on the 12 car. They weren't worried too much about it. Look at Briscoe shooting to the outside. We know that outside line's prevailing. Watch this push from Briscoe.
Yeah, I just feel like Blaney's going to have to be on defense with where he's at with his car. Is Tyler Reddick?
Look what it did to the 9 car. Shot that thing straight up the racetrack in his wake, had to lift a little bit. Now he's in the hornet's nest.
Look how close Blaney came to upset here.
Way out front by himself. They're going to bear down on him quick. He's going to have a decision to make. Whoa.
Yeah, and he just put Reddick in a bad spot right there. Huge run, hard to block him here, and it's also hard to lift. You see the flames coming out of the 45 car. You want to lift as little as possible, but when you get that close, it almost keeps you attached, sucks you together. Oh,
Denny
Hamlin.
Got on into Hamlin. Hamlin goes around, collects Byron.
It's a bunch of them, boys.
Good grief.
All right, obviously it was started around Denny Hamlin, but keep an eye on this 22 car. I think the 22 may have.
Hamlin started to get loose, and he had to make one correction, and then the second wiggle is what lost it for him right there.
The 11 card.
See him wiggle right there?
Yeah, but did you see the 22 heading up the racetrack?
Yeah, so what happens off of turn 4 right there, you can't, it's really hard to run the fence all the way down. So as you get to that 5/8, 3/4 mark of the corner, you have to get the car straight and come back down the racetrack, or it'll get loose.
And here we go as they approach the EchoPark Automotive Restart Zone. It'll be 29 laps to go.
I think the best car that was able to put tires on and utilize that pit stop came up 14th, so with 29 laps to go, I guess we can keep an eye on those cars and see if they can get to the front utilizing tires. Ford versus Chevy. Pair of Fords on the outside, Chevy's on the bottom. That just causes the slinky effect that you're going to see right here, getting into one with a big block.
And Ryan Blaney gave Cindric a shot, and his teammate shoots ahead of the field.
And look how they have to scatter behind him. Huge lift by the 9.
All right, here's what happened to Chase Elliott. From Keselowski's view.
Same thing that happened to Kyle Busch earlier. He just happened to have Joey Logano on the outside.
Oh, Logano gets turned.
Right rear's down on that car. See him obviously right here on the outside. He's going to go up to the outside of the racetrack. We've been talking about him being tight. Now watch him turn back down the hill right here. What do you think? Racing deal.
Yeah.
Run out of real estate on both sides of it.
It'll be 17 to go. Austin Cindric's been strong all day, but if you've got it, now's the time to show it.
Well, it's going to get as aggressive as we've seen all day because the money's on the line and it's time to go.
This is where those cars taking off and the handling and all those issues, you can't lift now. They're not going to lift. They're going to slide up and probably bounce off of one another, and that's where havoc happens.
The cars in the top 10 with those fresher tires are Hocevar in 7th and Preece.
See Chastain having trouble with the handling of his cars, starting to move up. Now Keselowski filled that spot. Hocevar down to the bottom. Huge run on Hocevar. Here he comes.
Well, that's what
Thread
you need.
the needle.
That's
Almost
what you need right there.
The
That's not what Austin Cindric wanted to see right there. That 2 car and that 12 car gets split up, but that's what's happening. Blaney's being shuffled to the middle of the pack right here.
Yeah,
another quick clear up
forwards
on Hocevar. See the gap in between the 1 car and the 6 every corner. I think that 1 car is really struggling keeping the front end pointed in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, and we talked about his tire advantage and having those 4 tires, but when you start to get cycles on the tires, as you see them 4 wide at the top of the screen.
Chase Briscoe riding the top as Chris Buescher tries to move up. Larry, we're getting down to it.
Yeah, Mike, the last 7 consecutive races in Atlanta has been a 400-mile race, and the average of the last caution, 12 to go, but 2 out of the last 3 races, overtime finish.
Whoa! He's going for it again. There he did it. Shot to the bottom. Hocevar to 3rd. It ain't pretty, but it's effective. I cannot believe that 45 car with no right front fenders still up front, holding strong.
Oh, big contact.
Oh, Cindric in trouble.
Reddick and Suarez with fresh tires, fresher tires. Still 4 wide. Careful.
That's out the window.
Still 2 in, 1 out.
Yeah,
Careful left.
you see Ross Chastain tight all the way up the racetrack. Opens the door for Chase Briscoe to run that middle lane right there. But Daniel Suarez and Carson Hocevar have put themselves in this lead pack right here. We know Suarez has won one of the most spectacular finishes that we've ever seen.
And here's Briscoe on the bottom.
Look out. Hocevar's not willing to go down without a fight, but nobody is working with him. He keeps shooting to the bottom. Not 1 car goes with him.
Yeah, but in these situations, Clint, in these types of races, 9 times out of 10, the aggressor comes out ahead of the game, and he is a gasser. He is going to put that car in places that nobody else is willing to do.
Checkers or wreckers. Here
There
he's
he
going to
goes.
the outside again. Chastain, I thought he was out of it. That car looked wicked tight, but I think he cooled him down. Here he comes.
And
big
you see-
push. Look at this.
Whoa! The Hurricane to the bottom. Hocevar to 2nd place.
This is awesome. I
And he's
love this
broken
place.
up those 2 Toyotas. They weren't helping each other. They were side by side, and that may cost them right here. Hocevar for the lead on the outside.
What a
Forced his
move.
way up there.
Faked him on the inside, went to the outside.
Oh!
I think that was a tire
Byron
let
on the
go
ball.
on Byron. Something broke on that car. It just turned straight right. He may have got loose. Caution.
Trouble back of the pack. Big crash in turn 3.
And there's Byron up there. I think that's what caused that.
You're
Something
right.
broke on that car, guys.
Yeah, it just shot up in the middle of
Right
1 and 2
front.
right there.
See the right front down. We're going to have to see this. Obviously, the toe links broke too.
Yeah, Byron was in the wall in the back straightaway. And as he drifted back through the field, he collected a bunch of cars.
Pit road, Paul. We're already on pit
Oh,
road.
boy. What a mess Austin Dillon's car is.
Yeah, and that's the 2nd time today for him. Wrong place, wrong time. Oh.
It's going to take more than a plea bargain to fix that. Logano, you heard the damage as he was rolling in. And Cindric, who had such a great race, winning the first stage today and being a contender all day long.
Yeah, but I believe that car right there is the one who got this whole thing started with his trouble in 1 and 2.
And here it is. You're going to see him way off the pace from that incident we saw in 1 and 2 when it shot up, and everybody's trying to scramble to miss him. Cindric clips him, turns him up into everybody else.
Cody Ware, Todd Gilliland, Cole Custer.
See Denny Hamlin getting in there late.
Well, all with pretty heavy damage.
And you see right there the damage on the right side of that car that's already happened with the 24 car.
I think that right front was down.
All right, here's Carson Hocevar.
Get with Bubba, shake and bake. Let him know. It'll come down to me and him if it works. Otherwise, I will take the front row and go to Ross and say shake and bake. Because look behind him, it's Daniel. He's not going to leave him, so he's got to stick with me. Copy that.
Well, 2 2311 cars still in the hunt here, first and fourth. You win the Daytona 500 last week. Now you got 2 cars still in the hunt. How fun is it to be Michael Jordan right now?
Well, it's fun to be a part of 2311. I mean, obviously I'm a part of that as well, but the guys are really doing well. They really fighting it, trying to get us to win, and you know we still have 2 chances right now. So let's see what happens. Hopefully.
All right, we were talking and said, where did Reddick come from? How does he even stop a chance?
I have no idea. Last I looked at it, he was 18th or 20th, and I'm saying, well, okay, let's just finish the race. You know, DNF is what we don't want. And here he comes fighting to the front. So, I mean, he's operating with the deficit with his car, but he's there that he can help Bubba if he needs to and possibly win. So let's see what happens. Hopefully he can pull it off.
Well, I love that you're still out here because it's about 38 degrees right now. The wind's blowing. Chicago weather, right?
Yeah, I'm so hyped. I don't even feel the cold right now. Yeah, if I'm going to stay out here, we might as well go ahead and win.
All right, well, you just stay right here. We'll see what happens. Good luck.
You're right here. I'm not leaving.
3 Toyotas on the bottom. Here we go with Credit One Bank overtime.
There he go. He went.
Oh,
Wait.
Bell gets turned into the fence.
That's Hocevar. He shot to the middle as soon as they crossed the start-finish line, Kevin. Did not wait. Tried to pounce on it. Wrecked Bell. Obviously, he's second row on outside. Hocevar. Pretty much door to door. Gets a big push from behind and tries to shoot the middle.
Yeah, I mean, there was nowhere to go right there.
Just don't think. I think that'd be a better angle of it right here. Watch when he gets the push from behind his Chastain, gets to his bumper, boom. Bell went to block on the outside a little bit. Bell did move up just a pinch, but it still wasn't a hole in the bottom.
All right, pace car is in. And here they come for the second attempt at overtime. Bubba Wallace, Carson Hocevar, racing for the win in Atlanta. Back to green, 2 laps.
Good start. It's a dead drag race so far.
Yeah, that's a much better start from both lanes right there. They're attached, and you see Tyler Reddick on the bottom there, still attached. Got 3 of them on the bottom and only 2 up top.
Bubba moves up.
Power move there.
Hocevar goes to low.
3 wide. Hocevar middle.
That did not work in Bubba Wallace's favor.
Reddick on the bottom for the lead. Hocevar steams around the outside. They touch twice. White flag.
They're not going to go with him.
Here comes Chastain. Toyota, Chevy. Chevy.
You see Briscoe be able to back up right there off the exit of turn 2.
Tyler Reddick trying for 2 in a row. Briscoe trying to redeem a tough day in Daytona. They're going to come off turn 4 for the final time. Chastain to the bottom. Briscoe to cover. Tyler Reddick 2 in a row.
Can you believe that car just won?
These guys are right
from Fender.
Sister day.
Holy cow.
Great job.
Tyler Reddick just became the 6th driver in NASCAR history to win the first 2 races of the season, and the first to do it since Matt Kenseth in 2009. All 10 of his Cup wins have come at different tracks.
And that all came. Bubba Wallace had the decision to make. He tried to block up high. Hocevar opened the door for him to shoot the middle, and that opened the door wide open for Reddick to drive off into the sunset. Jamie, who do you got?
Well, we're getting hugs all around. I told you I was going to hang here for 5 minutes. What do you have to say about 2311?
I mean, really, I can't say anything. Tyler did an unbelievable job. I mean, both teams did an unbelievable job. And look, I wanted one of them to win. You know, I feel bad for Bubba, obviously, because he had an unbelievable day, but Tyler drove his ass off. And I'm very happy for Tyler. I'm very happy for 2311.
MJ, I know you watched this sport your whole life, but how fun is it to be here and be winning at this level in NASCAR?
I mean, you know, the guys worked hard all summer, you know, and I know we had our little ordeal, but they never gave up. They kept working hard, and this is the fruit of their labor. You know, they put forth the effort, and, you know, for us to come out and win the first 2 races says a lot about our whole team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tyler Reddick doubles up. That's incredible. Briscoe second for Toyota. Then 3 Chevys, Chastain, Josemar, and Suarez. And Van Gisbergen, 4 Chevrolets. Zane Smith is the first Ford to finish in second.
I like that.
I've never seen this before.
All right, now shift it back to first. Go forward.
That is the first reverse burnout I've ever seen.
Reddick was involved in the big pileup at lap 160 with 100 laps to go, but they made enough repairs, Billy Scott and crew, to get that thing up in at least a position to push somebody to the win, and then he goes and grabs it.
I'm still blown away by how fast that car is with no right front fender on it, Clint.